Hello my friends, I'm Dr. Rodrigo Rodriguez. I'm very happy to be with you like every Friday through the courtesy of Truth Be Told Radio Network. And remember that we broadcast this program every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if for any reason you missed it, you can tune in again on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And not only that, but you can go to Spotify and search Truth Be Told Radio Network, and you will find this and over 100 other programs that talk about you, about your health, about disease, about BioCare, about how to grow healthier and bigger and better, etc. And we're always talking about physiology, biochemistry, your own body, this wonderful body of ours that was entrusted to us just to serve us. But the same way, we have to do something back in order to keep it in good shape. You can also go to the social media of your choice. You can go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram, you can go to Twitter and connect with us. And I'd like you to follow me. I would really love you as a follower, because that's going to give me a beautiful audience. I'm going to give you absolute priority. You can ask questions, you can make comments. I will get back to you personally, because this is a labor of love. This is something that makes me very happy. Every time I can turn somebody's health into a better situation, I feel delighted. And you see, you do not have to be sick. I see so many people that when they come to the hospital, I say, I wish I would have seen you 10 years before, because none of this would be happening, or it'd be a totally different scenario. Because we don't pay attention to our bodies, and that's very important. We have to pay attention to our bodies. We have to listen to our bodies, because our bodies are constantly giving us messages. But something which is really important to understand is that we are a very complex organism. We have a very complex functionality. And unless we take care of that, our bodies have the opportunity to heal, to replace, to change, to do a lot of things. However, there's going to be a limit. And you don't want to push that limit, because you do not want to be sick. Because every time anything fails in your body, it means disease. It means suffering. It means a lot of money spent for nothing. Because I know, yes, you went to the hospital, you went to the doctor, you went to the laboratory, you spend a lot of money, etc. And you say, well, but it's for my own health. Yes, but you didn't have to do it, because you didn't have to get sick in the first place. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, tells us that about 40% of the most deadly diseases that we're suffering from today can be preventable. Can be preventable or can be modified just by lifestyle changes and basic supplementation. Let me explain. We have, and I have said it already, we have a very complex body that's built by a lot of things. It needs protein, it needs amino acids, it needs essential fatty acids, it needs a lot of things to build that body. Right? I think that's easy to understand. You're building your house, you're building whatever. You need bricks, you need 4x4s, you need nails, you need concrete, you need a lot of things to build that house, because it's complex. You cannot just buy wood and build everything from wood. You would have a shack, not a house. You could use, for example, marble and use only marble, you will not really have something which is like a house. I don't know what you can build if you only use marble. But you have to use different materials if you want to have a house that functions. So yes, you might need marble in the bathroom. You need granite in the kitchen countertops. You need tile on the floors. You need wood on the shelves, etc. So we are very complex. We need different amino acids. We have a lot of different amino acids that are in different sources of food. We need different fats. You see, every time we talk about food, we tend to be very simplistic. We say, oh, I'm having my protein. What is what you mean by protein? And we tend to be very flat. Oh, protein is meats, fish, poultry. Yeah, but which one you need? Is it the same one or the other? Is it absolutely the same? Is it the same if you eat pork or fish? Is there a difference? And more important, is there an advantage to my body if I can use some of this, some of this, some of that? Well, let me answer that question right now. Yes, there is an advantage. Because not every single product has all the amino acids you need. So you might need this from fish, this from pork, this from poultry, this from milk, this from eggs. You see? And we tend to say, I'm having protein. And I talk to people that, pride themselves to take care of themselves, to know about their body. And they say, doctor, I take my protein. What do you mean by my protein? Or are you meaning a powder thing that is in a can or in a box and you mix it with whatever? Is that what you mean by protein? How do you know how it was made? How do you know which exact combination of amino acids it has? And let me go even further. Amino acids are like the letters of the alphabet. And with very few words, with very few letters, we can write the Bible. And we can understand it. But to write the Bible correctly, we need A's, B's, C's, D's, E's, and so on. Those are your amino acids. And to build this protein, you need an A, two O's, one K, one J. If you don't do that, you will not be able to build the protein you need in your body. What that means is you have to have a whole array of amino acids to fulfill the needs of your body. So it's important that you mix different types of protein. And whatever you're eating as a supplement, as good as it might be, might not have all the amino acids that your body needs. So you need to make a combination. If not, you're failing. You're eating a lot of protein to no avail. You're not building anything great. It's like if I gave you, instead of the whole alphabet, as many of each one, I would tell you I'm going to give you a ton of A's, some J's, a couple of L's, one M. You cannot write the Bible with that. You're going to need this and this and this and this, and probably more of this, probably less of that. That's the way the body and nature works. And I could say the same for essential fatty acids. And I could tell you the same about vitamins and minerals. And I could tell you a lot of all these things that you have to consider in order to supply your body with everything your body needs. Now, you have all your stock. You have all the material that you need. You need fuel. You need energy. You need power to power your drill. You need gas to move your machines. You need a lot of things. You have to provide energy to the tools, to your cars, to your things in order to produce that building. So keep that in mind. We need the building materials in the proper proportion, not less, not more of each one, but exactly what we need of each and every nutrient. And on the other hand, we need power, we need energy to be able to put all that together and to be able to build and to preserve and to keep every single miracle function we have in the body. We were created in perfection, and we were entrusted this body of ours, which has been put in our hands to take care of it. And when you read the Bible, it says, I will provide you with this and this and this to nourish your body. And when you read it, you're going to see that the Bible talks about fish and meats and animals and fruits and seeds. And if you think of it, is what I'm telling you. You have to create a whole variety, a big combination of nutritional elements to keep your body in good shape. We're not doing it. We're failing. We're not obeying. And we're paying the price. 7 out of 10 people are going to die of a chronic degenerative disease that we produce because we didn't know how to take care of our body. Because we thought we could do whatever we wanted, get away with it, and we can't. So I want you to follow me, I want you to be with me, because this is very important information that you have to share with your family, with your loved ones. And think about it, because if you follow all this, in that process, you're going to be educated about a lot of BioCare, and you might be bypassing very severe problems with your health. Don't go anywhere. My friends, I'm Dr. Rodrigo Rodriguez, and you're with me through the courtesy of Truth Be Told Radio Network. And I'm very happy to be with you every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, repeating the program every Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, I'm available through the social media of your choice, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, where not only you will be able to listen, not only you will be able to get the message, but you can ask questions. You can get more information, because we need to educate ourselves in the care, in the BioCare of the most important possession we have. There's nothing more important to you, to your well-being, to your financial stability, to your family's happiness, to everything you own and possess and can achieve. There's nothing more important than you yourself and a healthy body that performs very well. That's something very important to understand. It pays to be healthy. If your body is in good shape and working and moving, you can go to work. You can be with your family. You can travel with them. You can visit your friends. You can have a nice dinner. You can live your life to the fullest. If you're sick, you're going to be in a wheelchair, you're going to be in a couch, you're going to be in a bed, you're going to be spending all your assets in doctors, laboratories, x-rays, you name it, drugs, hospitalizations, and on top of that, you're going to be still suffering and having pain. Not to mention the disruption that illness brings to you and your whole family. So we have to try to keep our health together as much as we can. So every week we talk through the courtesy of Truth Be Told Radio Network, and we discuss different subjects, hoping that you will listen, hoping that you will follow, hoping that you will ask questions, hoping that you will go somewhere else for more information and say, I can change this for the better. And I'm going to start watching my children, I'm going to be watching my family, my friends, my fellow workers, and make sure that we all together plan to be healthier. Because it really pays to be healthy. And today we're talking about supplements. And all these things that we talked about every single day, like vitamins and minerals and protein and fats and sugars, all these things that we talked about every day, but we probably do not understand completely. So what do we have to do? We have to educate ourselves. You do not want to wait until you're sick to ask the questions. You have to ask them while you're healthy, because you don't want to be sick. And if you think that once you get sick, you go to the doctor and he's going to solve the problem, it might be, but it might be not. In any case, you do not want to go to the doctor if you don't have to. So we try to be healthy. There's a very recent study that tells us that we're deficient in a lot of nutrients, and 7 of them are just showing very clearly. And you can go to the social media, to Facebook, to Instagram, to Twitter, you can go to our website, and you're going to find all this information I'm giving you today. You're going to find those 7 substances and where can you get them from. And I'm going to mention them rapidly. The first one is iron, second one is iodine, then vitamin D. Oh my God, I could talk for 2-3 hours about vitamin D, because it is a very misunderstood nutrient, even for doctors. We didn't know how important it was until we had COVID. Because one of the surprises of the thing is that people that had very good levels of vitamin D did a lot better. But those that had very low levels of vitamin D had a lot of problem, and many of them died. So, my God, you say this has to be a very important substance. A very, very important substance. So, research has just come out in hundreds of articles in reviewing what vitamin D can do for us. And believe me, it's a substance you want to have not only good levels, but superb, optimum levels of. The other one is calcium, which in many ways has also been misunderstood. It can do beautiful things. Vitamin A, a very basic vitamin. Same as vitamin B12. Very basic vitamins that we're missing out. Those are the vitamins that you can see low in very underdeveloped countries. How can Americans be low on vitamin B12? Well, because what we have been doing to our bodies, and that we're going to tell you why. And the last one, but of course is one of my favorites, is magnesium. Magnesium is the #1 mineral deficiency in America, and it can do wonderful things. You know, if you're a grandfather, you're standing in the porch, and then a car parks in the front, the door opens, and out of that car jumps a beautiful young kid. And this child jumps and shouts, "Grandma, Grandpa, we're here." That feeling you have when you see that, you can feel your chest swelling, you can feel your smile, you can feel your eyes opening. Okay? That's an emotional function. And the emotional function depends on magnesium. That's why we're becoming so flat. You go to your home and you say, "Look, I bought a new TV," and people say, "Oh, okay." Or, "Here's my mother, she's visiting me," okay. "Oh, we're taking a trip, we're going on a cruise to Alaska." Okay. Watch out. You're missing your emotional activity, probably because you're missing on magnesium. That's what BioCare Hospital does. We chase, we investigate. We're like detectives that look for all these important nutrients if they might be missing. Because of course, if you go to the doctor, he'll never tell you how you feel emotionally. What you feel when you see your grandchildren, how you feel when you see your spouse, how you feel when you wake up in the morning and listen to birds. If it doesn't matter, you might be deficient in a very simple, inexpensive substance. So that's why watching everything in the body is so important. I'm going to give you a rundown that you will be able to find in all our social media and website. And I'm going to tell you, iron, for example, iron is basically two types of iron. What's called the M iron, this is the ready-to-use iron, or the non-M iron, which is the iron that the body has to turn into a useful form, but still very important. Now, the M iron normally is in meats, in beef, in liver, and in small fish. You see, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. We don't eat them. So when I mention things, you're going to say, when is the last time I ate liver? When is the last time I ate sardines? And used to be a very important part of the American diet up to 1950s probably. And with iodine, seaweed, fish, dairy products, yogurt. You know, yogurt can produce almost a fifth of the iodine your body needs. Vitamin D is with leafy vegetables, cod liver oil, remember your grandmother, and fatty fish, salmon, sardines again, and the egg yolks. And I could talk a lot. Just make sure this is a free-range organic hen. Vitamin B12, again, you know, 2 ounces of liver can produce 1,000%, 10 times the amount of vitamin D your body is going to need on a daily basis. So you could have liver 3 times a month and be safe on your vitamin B12. But we don't do it. Eggs provide 6%, milk products, corn tortillas, all these products are very important. With calcium, we know about milk, we know about green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, wok, chalk, broccoli. All these things are good. And vitamin A, again, you have two things. The vitamin A, which is the preformed vitamin A, and the provitamin A. In other words, that's the carotene, what you're going to eat and turn into vitamin A. But you can get vitamin A directly, again, from liver, from fish liver oil. And your provitamin A, your carotene, from other products, you know, carrots. Carrots can produce a lot of, almost 100% of your vitamin A levels. And magnesium, that we're going to talk a lot, with whole grains, with oatmeals, with nuts, with leafy vegetables. I want you to keep on listening because I want you to change your habits. I want you to rethink what you eat. I want you to rethink what you buy. I want you to rethink what you're doing for you and your family. So I want you to keep with me. Follow me on the social media, and I'll be right back with you. My friends, I'm Dr. Rodrigo Rodriguez. I'm talking to you like every Friday in Truth Be Told Radio Network at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're repeating this program, if you missed it for any chance, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Truth Be Told Radio Network. But you can also go to Spotify and search for Truth Be Told Radio Network, and you're going to find not only this, but you can find more than 100 programs on subjects like this that you can listen partially, you can listen complete to each program, you can review one part, you can share it with somebody and say, hey, why don't you listen to this? I think it might be important, and you might be helping your friends to be healthier. Because we know that 7 out of 10 of us, if you look around, count 10 people, well, 7 of those people are going to die from a chronic degenerative disease, which groups diseases like cancer, diabetes, heart disease, vascular disease with strokes and gangrene and you name it, diabetes and Alzheimer's, diabetes and loss of sight, diabetes and neuritic pain, diabetes and vascular problems that are going to make doctors to amputate on your limbs. All this is important. I'm talking about very serious illnesses. And these chronic degenerative diseases are coming to us because we not only open the door to them, but because we are making everything possible for them to develop. We eat sugar. We eat lots of vegetable oils. Oh, we love our fried food. We love our chicken nuggets. We love our fries. We love our etc. And we choose the worst possible oil, vegetable oil, which is inflammatory. And we're talking about chronic inflammatory diseases, and you're eating a pro-inflammatory substance. It really connects very well. Doctor, I have a chronic inflammatory disease, but I eat chronically a lot of inflammatory substances. Not only vegetable oils, but I also drink alcohol and I also smoke. Well, the perfect storm. I have news for you. You're going to be sick very soon. And of course you think you're going to go to the doctor and the doctor is going to write a prescription, you're going to go to the pharmacy and everything is going to be solved. No. You have a disease for good. And you can ask your doctor. You say, doctor, you're giving me this medication for my vascular disease, for my diabetes, for this, for the other. How long am I going to take it for? And you know the answer. You're going to take it for the rest of your life. And if anything, I might up the amount of drugs, or I might up the number of drugs. And all because I never stopped to think, what can I do for my body? My body does a lot of things for me. I can run, I can swim, I can dream, I can dance, I go to work, which gives me my livelihood, not only to me, but to my whole family. I can work so I can have the money to travel and see the world. I can work and be productive to others. All that I'm losing just because I do not want to educate myself in how I'm going to take care of my body. Not only selfish, but dumb. Because I'm working, because I'm saving, because I have a financial plan for my life. Am I going to use all those assets to pay the doctors, the pharmacy, the laboratories, the X-ray departments, the hospitals? Is that what you're working for? So it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. We have to stop and think and say, I'm smarter than that. I can get the message, I can understand. If you have any questions, I can go to social media, to Dr. Rodrigo Rodriguez, and ask questions. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about if I heard this right. I'm going to ask. Or I have a different opinion because I heard Dr. So or I read this. Doctor, what is your point of view on this subject? And I'll be very happy to be back with you. But we have to sit and reflect. You have to sit with your whole family and say, what are we going to do? Let's make a plan. Let's all get healthier. Let's get rid of some weight. I don't know anybody that doesn't need to lose some pounds. So you can do all that and be healthier and be happier and use your assets to travel or to have fun, not to pay doctors. You see? So it's very important that you do it. And probably the easiest, the simplest, the most cost-effective way is by changing your lifestyle. And we were talking about foods that can make us healthy. And when I read the list, I have to accept that no wonder we're low, we don't eat them. When is the last time I had liver, calf's liver? Unless you're in Britain, we Americans do not eat liver. What about small fish? When is the last time you ate sardines? Or mackerel? Or anchovies? Again, you have to be in Europe to consume those products. When is the last time you had a good portion of kale? Make it simple. When is the last time you really had a good portion of spinach? And how often you do the spinach? How often you do broccoli? How often you do artichokes? You see? When you start thinking of all those things, this when I say, no wonder we have problems. We're not really eating what we should be eating. I think, for example, about my grandmother and the cod liver oil, which of course, like everybody else, probably hated, but it is so healthy. And talking about magnesium, because that's a question I get very often, where do I get it? From good cereals. Cereals do not come in a box. When you read the Bible, and you read everything, and you read the Leviticus, and you read the Genesis, and you read all this part about food and us, you'll never find any mention of any boxed food. Because foods were created for our consumption and should come from the field, from the farm, not from a factory. So when people tell me, doctor, I take very good care of myself. Every morning I have my cereal. I say, what cereal? Of course, they're talking about a box. That's not cereal. That's loaded with sugar. That probably has bad fats. That is not what you need. And you know what? Box cereals are usually low in fiber. That's why most of the time they even have to put an ad that says this has extra fiber, because they know it doesn't have enough fiber. Where do I go then? What about good old-fashioned oatmeal filled with magnesium, which is #1 mineral deficiency in America? What about oatmeal? What about barley? By the way, oatmeal is just as good if you have oatmeal flakes or steel cut, as long as you buy it in bulk. You buy your oatmeal, you buy your barley. That is cereal. That's serious eating. Whole eggs. Eggs are a real miracle food. But they cannot come from a hen that has been given all sorts of chemicals and drugs and antibiotics and so forth. They have to come from a free-range, vegetarian-fed, and preferably fertilized egg. That's what you want. So when you go to the market, you have the choice. Now we have the choice. Probably 20 years ago, we didn't. Today we have. You can go to the market and you can see different pricing, but you have to choose. Do I buy more expensive eggs, or I buy cheap eggs and a box of a drug? Because you're going to need it. But if you eat well, you're going to need less medication. I always tell people, you have to choose. You go to buy good food, or you go to the pharmacy. Your money you're going to spend anyway. Why don't you spend it in a piece of salmon? And by the way, when people tell me, but eating better is more expensive, no, because you're going to need less amounts. We should actually be eating less than what we eat. I want you to take a look at the Last Supper. If you have the Last Supper image in your dining room, take a look at it. I want you to see the size of the plates and compare it to the size of the hands of the apostles and Christ. That's going to give you an idea of the size of the plates. This has been technically very well measured. They're using what we call today a salad plate, because a dinner plate is something huge. But we love those things. We're in love of our tomahawk steak, 16 ounces of meat. That's not for human consumption. So we have to sit, reflect, discuss, talk about it. And then you can have a lot of ideas. You can make a plan at home. You can go this Sunday to the supermarket and say, look, this is the kale. Some people don't even know what it is. And you might not like the first time. Or how do I prepare liver? Liver is a fantastic food, very inexpensive. You don't have to go to salmon. You can eat very well, very healthy, and spend very little money. I'm going to talk next about what we do at the hospital and what it will pay for you to have a BioCare getaway. I'm Dr. Rodrigo Rodriguez, and I'm very happy to be with you. Today we've been talking about supplementation, which is very important in our lifestyle. And I'm talking to you through the courtesy of Truth Be Told Radio Network. And not only that, but I'd love you to follow me on the social media of your choice. Again, I'm Dr. Rodrigo Rodriguez. And you can listen to this program and many like this every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a repetition on Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Truth Be Told Radio Network. But you can also search for Truth Be Told Radio Network on Spotify and listen to over 100 programs like this. If you like the content, you made my day, because this is a message from my heart, sharing what I know about how we should be keeping our bodies healthy and in good shape, and how we can help our doctors to have a shorter disease, a less problematic disease, just by adding lifestyle changes that are going to make our bodies stronger and more receptive to the benefits of whatever therapy we're trying to implement. So it's important that we get educated, that we learn about these things, because we are in charge. We should be at the helm of the health care of our body. But in order to do that well, we have to know our owner's manual, we have to know how to take care of our body. And today we have been talking about supplements and supplementation. And in mentioning it, you cannot skip the fact that supplementation is a way to fill the gaps that we have produced because of our eating habits, because of our lifestyles. When we don't eat what we should eat, we create a gap, a nutritional gap. We become deficient. In America, we have people that are deficient in B12, in vitamin B12. God, I thought I would have to go to Africa to see one of those problems. And I would have to go to a very underdeveloped, poor country to see those problems. You see, when I was growing as a doctor 50 years ago, I don't think anybody in the United States of America could talk about vitamin B12 deficiency. Because people ate a lot better. America has changed the way it takes care of their own population. Because we try to make our lives so simple, so easy, so comfort food, so pleasing, that we have forgot that we eat with a purpose. And that we love, or we should love, the foods that makes us better. And foods like liver, cat's liver, have completely disappeared. When is the last time you saw calf's liver in a restaurant menu? When is the last time you saw sardines or anchovies? And things like that, we don't eat them anymore. When is the last time you saw kale? It's making a gradual, very shy comeback to some restaurants. But when you go to a restaurant, you see the same thing over and over and over again. So what's happening? We're not getting the benefit of a very different food supply. So we the same thing over and over and over, so we're creating very important nutritional gaps that we have to fill with supplementation. So from my personal point of view, supplementation should be part of our daily routine. Because the foods are not what they used to be in the first place. Even if you try to eat healthy, the agricultural methods and the industry intervention in food supply has made them not what they used to be. So we have to supplement. From a personal point of view, supplementation should be here, and we should learn about it. And what I encourage people to do is when they start with this, because I see people with serious problems, and I say, you know what? You need a BioCare getaway. You get 10 days out of your life, and you're not going to be on a cruise ship, which is going to be expensive. You're going to come back fat and inflamed. No, I want you to dedicate 10 days to your body, to tender, loving care of your body. You're going to be in a very nice, air-conditioned hospital room, which is not close to the hospital feeling, where you're going to be fed organic, very well-controlled food every time your body really needs, on herbal teas, and all these things that are going to keep your body in much better shape. And I'm going to be doing enemas because I want to cleanse your colon, and I want to replace, I want to get back a normal intestinal flora, because we need it. It makes wonderful things for us. We're going to talk about it in some of our segments. But we need a healthy body. And you're going to be surrounded by anti-inflammatory strategies. Enemas are anti-inflammatory. Good bacteria in your colon are anti-inflammatory. Eating in fifths, this is 5 meals a day, smaller amounts, are anti-inflammatory. Getting rid of bad fats and sugars, it's anti-inflammatory. But if I tell you to do it at home, I know you won't be able to do it. Because we always have somebody telling us, oh, you have to try this. Oh, it's just a little piece. What is it going to do to you? Because we have not learned to respect those that want to take care of themselves. Every time you see somebody trying to quit drinking, you invite him a beer. Oh, come on, just one beer. Not going to kill you. Instead of saying, you know, I have respect for you. I support your decision, and I'm not going to get close to you with any alcohol. I'm going to have anything else. I'm going to have a glass of plain water to show respect for your decision. I'm not going to say, but you should just try. It's just a little piece. It is very low sugar. It's just no, this person is trying to quit. You should say, good for you. I'm going to grab an apple and I'm going to bite an apple. I'm with you. I respect you. And I respect your decision. We don't do that. So when people come in the hospital, they don't have any of those things. And they're resting. You know, bed rest used to be a part of the medical therapy program in the United States up to probably 1950. When you read the treatment of many diseases, it began with bed rest. So you have to go to bed. Just remember, it is common knowledge when they say, doctor, I have a flu, I have this, and they tell you what? Go to bed, have chicken soup, have an aspirin, call me in the morning, right? But they begin with go to bed. Because if you go to bed, you're giving your body the chance to do what it has to do. But we don't want to do that. We want to go to the movies. We have a wedding. We have a trip. So we never give it to body. So what you do is you take 10 days out of your life and you mark it in your calendar and you tell everybody, I'm going to have a BioCare getaway. And when we see you, we're going to test you for everything and we're going to say, this is what you need. I just saw a patient very short time ago. She's the mother of a prominent IRS attorney. I mean, he is prominent. He is if you know him, you're in good shape. Well, his mother was having a lot of metabolic problems. She was suffering for a lot of things. And I told him, you should bring your mother to the hospital. Does she have to come to the hospital? Of course she has to come to the hospital. She came to the hospital. You know, a good vitamin D level should be 40 or above. She had 10. Her thyroid function was miserable. Her sugar levels were very high. Her blood pressure is out of rank. Everything was out of everything. 10 days later, he could not believe how well she was doing. Another patient comes in with swelling of the legs and this thing, and I say, you have to go to the hospital. You need BioCare. 10 days. Again, the mother of a prominent professional. When she comes out, the son couldn't believe his eyes. He says, I haven't seen you like this for years. You look so good. Because his swelling is gone. Her complexion is different. Her face looks different. Another man calls me and he says that I'm suffering from this and this and this and this. I went to the cardiologist and this is what he's giving me. I say, okay, good luck. I'm not going to touch you. Well, can you propose something? No. My proposal is you take 10 days, you come to BioCare Hospital. He says, no, I can do that. I have a lot of things to do. Okay, fine. He calls me a month later. He says, I'm not doing well. I'm doing worse. I said, what does your cardiologist say? I changed cardiologist. I wasn't going anywhere with this guy. I changed the cardiologist with another one. And he changed the medication. He told me, no wonder you don't feel good. This is wrong. This is wrong. I'm going to do a total different program. 2 weeks later, he called me. He says, I think I'm going to die. That's how bad I feel. What happened with the new medication your doctor gave me? Well, finally, he told me it might not be working. I'm going to change it again. I said, get your pajamas, come to the hospital. You don't get your pajamas and come to me, I'm not going to talk to you. Because I don't do that thing. I don't believe in medicine like that. There's a point where you need to take your body and put it on bed rest, full care, full nutritional support, full detoxification, full cleansing, full everything. And your health will come back. He was probably not even 24 hours, he was at the door of the hospital. He went out as happy as he could be. He's out of high blood pressure medication. He's out of a lot of things. He continued to walk. He's a young man. He's 52 years. He's lost probably 25 pounds. He feels fantastic. His life completely changed. He's remodeling his home. He's beginning a new life. That's what I want you to do. You need 10 days BioCare getaway. Follow me. Follow me on your social media of your choice. Listen to Truth Be Told Radio Network. Let's get together and plan this together.